Now time for our next round of Super Heats, and it's Super Heat A for Junior Rotax. Let's take you through the starting grid. So it's going to be an all-British front row with Harry Bartle winning 2 heats yesterday. He'll be joined by Kai Clark alongside on the front row. Jacob Ashcroft and Boris Maximov will be alongside each other on row 2 with Ryan Gandor and Rory Armstrong. Row 3. Row 4 is Lieke van Berkel, and from Austria, Drago Savic-Silpute. Then we've got Noah Janssen from Germany, and from Latvia, Ilya Sharameta completing the top 10. Cameron Nelson and Isaac Barker will round out row 6, ahead of Thomas Verheyen and Will Archer. Enzo Riccio is getting some cheers in the chat, along with a few other drivers, is being joined by Bastian Ortensamer from Austria on row 8. Matthias Jellerup, Marcel Falli, Timothy Tarasiuk, Jim Bach and Estonia's Hans Markus Narusk round out the grid. So good morning to Yannick Dillon, Maxime Dedix's mum, Ilari Harmonen, looking forward to seeing everybody soon. Lisa Gerber also tuning in from Switzerland. We've got Josh Ruiz watching from Brisbane in Australia. I hate to think what time it is over there. Frank Latikainen cheering on Enzo Riccio. And then we've got Vladislavs Osmolovskis. Cheers from Latvia. Good luck to all our drivers. So good to have over 330 people currently watching the live stream. So there's still quite a few more races to go after this. We'll have another Junior Rotax Super Heat. The drivers weaving from side to side. And also sometimes that instills a little bit of confidence. Some people might be thinking, well, it's a bit like a Formula 1 race. You're weaving to warm up your tyres. Well, they're mainly checking the steering on the karts. So just to see that everything's working as it should do. The drivers now start to close on into formation. 7:30 p.m. So, Josh, you're going to be with us until the witching hours of the night over in Brisbane, aren't you? OK, let's get things ready for Junior Super Heat A. Into the tram lines, lights are on. Lights are out as Super Heat A gets underway. As a couple of drivers trying to go up the inside, threading the eye of the needle into turn number 2. As Harry Bartle is leading the way. Jacob Ashcroft has made his way up into second. Field now makes his way through turn number 6. And everyone has made it neatly through so far. So that puts us around about halfway through the lap. And both Bartle and Ashcroft have bolted. There has been a change for third. That's Maximov that has just got through. As they come into turn number 10. Possibly Rory Armstrong, I think, is rounding out the top 4. He's being chased down by Canada's Ryan Gandor, who sends it up the inside of the driver based out of County Down in Northern Ireland. So Bartle leads from Ashcroft, Maximov, Gandor, Armstrong, Clark down to 6th, Noah Janssen up 2 places to 7th. With Drago Savic-Silpute ahead of Cameron Nelson and Thomas Verheyen. And another change, so Kai Clark has got through on Rory Armstrong at turn 6. And Noah Janssen now threads the eye of the needle through at turn 7 to also get past the 266. Cameron Nelson is just behind Rory Armstrong as they come through out of turn number 9. But Ashcroft is right on the back bumper of Bartle. Maximov is there waiting in the wings. Out of turn number 11. So Maximov sweeps to the outside. Ashcroft was looking for the undercut, but Bartle was very wise to it. Immediately pulls to the right-hand side to counter any attack from Ashcroft and from Maximov. Through 3, now into 4. And good to hear from Natasha Vancer, Georgina Ingram-Hill. Good luck to Thomas and Janetta Juniors this year. She's also watching, missing Karting Genk. AJ's Creations TV, good morning from Dubai. Good to hear that the Middle East is also tuning in. So with 6 minutes and 30 still to go on the clock, Bartel is leading the train. Ashcroft is there, so is Maximov, Gandor, Clark and Janssen. Cameron Nelson has got through, as has Thomas Verheyen on Rory Armstrong, who finds himself down in 9th. And now Clark gets through on Gandor for 4th place. Bartel again moving to the right-hand side, not giving Ashcroft any opportunity through into turns 1 and 2 to get the overtake done to take the race lead. So now back onto the Europalan we go once again. Janssen up the inside of Gandor, that's 5th. Gandor runs a bit wide but tangles with the German into nearly interlocking wheels. Nelson is there, so is Verheyen, and Ryan Gandor has dropped down quite a few positions as a result. But there has been a change for the race lead. Whilst that was all happening, Jacob Ashcroft has got past Harry Bartel. Bartel now in 2nd. Cameron Nelson through on Noah Janssen. Now there could be a change as Maximov looks up the inside on Bartel through turn 12. And Maximov is ahead, so is Kai Clark. Maximov opened the door. Clark said thank you very much, and Bartel finds himself down in 4th. Nelson and Janssen round out the top 6. Verheyen, Avisil Kultai, Gandor, and also Lieke van Berkel round out the top 10. Rory Armstrong, unfortunately, has dropped down to 13th position as now Maximov comes under fire. And Avisil Kultai was the last driver to get through on Maximov, who at one point in this race was 2nd. Ashcroft has a comfortable and manageable lead and was leading Maximov by nearly 6/10. That's going to be probably more the case. Nigh on a second. It's nearly 9/10, and Ashcroft new fastest lap. Clark, Bartel, Nelson, Janssen, Verheyen, Avisil Kultai, Maximov, Gandor and Matthias Jellerup now round out the top 10. Jellerup started 17th. As now Bartel looks for the move on Clark at 6 and gets through. Nelson thought he might have a little sniff at that, didn't have the opportunity and decided to wait for it. Discretion being the better part of valour on that one. But now, Nelson through. It's going to get a bit too close. Verheyen was looking up the inside. Clark had to try and keep his nerve and hold steadfast, so to speak, and did so at that point. The sun is now trying to shine on the circuit like it was yesterday. Conditions optimal for racing. The humidity has slightly picked up. The wind has decreased. But Ashcroft now is clear and away. 1.3 seconds in the race lead, ahead of Harry Bartel. And there's still some duelling happening into turn number 7. There were 3 carts line astern just outside of the top 5. And then there's 5, 6, 7 carts coming through turn 7 and 8 who can't really be separated. There they are coming. And there's Ryan Gandor towards the front end of it. So Thomas Verheyen battling away with Ryan Gandor. Matthias Jellerup also in that mix. Lieke van Berkel will be there. So Ashcroft nearly has a 1.7 second lead. Nelson now up into P3 behind Bartel. And you've got so many drivers in that mix. You've got the 261, Will Archer from Hunter Motorsport. You've got Lieke van Berkel in the 285. There's quite a few of them battling over real estate, and Verheyen is the cork in the bottle. And he's looking over his left, looking over his right shoulder. Knud Nielsen could get, well, Knud Nielsen gives a little bit of an assist to Ryan Gandor, who gets through on Dragos Avisil Kultai from Austria in the 212. So a lot of scrapping. Rory Armstrong will want to be a little bit higher than where he is now because he is having to fight with quite a few other drivers, including Enzo Riccio, including Hans Markus Nerux, and also Jim Back. Jacob Ashcroft has bolted big time. The gap has been significant, and also the fact that the people behind him have been battling away. And he has a 2.5 second advantage over Harry Bartle as we are on lap number 9. We've got a minute to go, plus an additional lap. Ashcroft is just making his way through turn number 8. So Bartle won't have a clean sweep of victories so far this weekend, but still second is going to help his points tally all the way through. Penultimate lap of this race underway, lap 10 out of 11, and Jacob Ashcroft is nearly 2.9 seconds up the road from Harry Bartle. Cameron Nelson, Kai Clark and Noah Janssen round out the top 5, followed by Boaz Maximoff, Thomas Verheyen, Dragos Avisil-Kutai, Ryan Gandor and Lieke van Berkel round out the top 10 with Matthias Jellerup, Isaac Barker, Enzo Riccio, Will Archer, Rory Armstrong, Hans Markus Nerusk, Bastian Ortenzama, Marcel Fali, Ilya Sheremeta and Timothy Tarasiuk, who round out the 21 drivers. They are still all circulating. Timer has expired. And Jacob Ashcroft this time around will see a familiar sight. What he saw yesterday in Heat 3. So the 222 from Dan Holland Racing leads by 2.9 seconds, heading on to the 11th and final lap of this first of 2 Junior Rotax Super Heats. And good to see some cheers in the chat from Maurizio Principali for Dragos Avisil-Kutai, as Noah Janssen is now battling with Kai Clark, gets up the inside through at 6, and down the Europalan. The move has been completed before they hit the first inroad into the turn 7 chicane. And that means Janssen is up into 4th place. But there is going to be a first superheat winner for Junior Rotax here today. And out of the final corner, the young man from Western Supermare, Jacob Ashcroft, wins Junior Rotax Superheat A by a country mile. It's going to be a run to the line for second. It's Bartle by a whisker. 76 thousandths at the flag. Nelson went to the inside of the start-finish straight, and Bartle quickly had cat-like reflexes to counter-attack and hold him off. Noah Janssen takes 4th and also takes the fastest lap of this race. Kai Clark in 5th, ahead of Boaz Maximov, with Dragos Avisil-Kutai, Ryan Gandor, Thomas Verheyen and Matthias Jellerup rounding out the top 10. Isaac Barker, Will Archer, Lieke van Berkel, Enzo Riccio, Rory Armstrong round out the top 15. Jim Buck, Hans Markus Narusk, Marcel Fali, Bastian Ottensama, Ilya Sheremeta and Timothy Tarasiuk round out all 21 finishers that completed the 11 laps of racing. But Ashcroft wins Superheat A in Junior Rotax.